Hi, welcome back. It's really good to see you. Today I want to talk some more about safeguarding. There's still an issue in relation to the leadership of some of the organisations that women and lesbian, gay and bisexual people need in order to pursue the political lobbying that's necessary. I think those weaknesses have been exposed by example, and I think that is dreadful. I also think it's a massive opportunity because that's the great thing about when life throws you a curveball and you learn how to deal with it, and it makes you stronger. It makes you more able to deal with the next curveball. So I want to address some of the issues that have been talked about, and they relate to the LGB Alliance of Canada. And the LGB Alliance UK has been set up for about 2 years now, and they're doing really great stuff. So it's really important that lesbian, gay and bisexual people have a voice who will speak for them in the corridors of power, that will develop campaigns that the whole community can get behind, and that can provide opportunities for the conference. I didn't go to the conference, but I know lots of people that went in there and they had a great time. Yeah, I think it's a really needed organisation, and I do not like to see it struggling. And I think that at the moment, the safeguarding queries that are hanging over the LGB Alliance Canada are causing problem. The LGB Alliance Canada is obviously fairly shoestring organisation. They do operate a Facebook page, and they do write things on there that are no one could disagree with. So for instance, they have shared the excellent Dr. M's writing. They've shared on Tuesday force teaming, feminism, LGB and trans rights. That essay is excellent. They've also shared her series relating to the links between queer theory and paedophilia. And then they have started to discuss a personal vendetta being carried out by trans rights activists against them. And against an allied organisation called Gender Dysphoria Alliance. An individual who is part of the Gender Dysphoria Alliance posted communication to Graham Linehan, I think. It also became available more widely, and it's about these TRA tactics. And it's a whole bunch of stuff saying, don't look at this hand, look at this hand. Yeah, so, as a woman that understands the principles of safeguarding, I don't tend to stop thinking about safeguarding because someone's trying to distract my attention. And I don't understand why accusations have been made specifically against Karen Davis as being some kind of a plant, because the only person that has been in conversation with this ogre is the person in the Gender Dysphoria Alliance. and they have also promoted the video by Graham Linehan, which expanded on these issues. Now, none of this addresses the safeguarding queries that women have in relation to the individual who is running the LGB Alliance in Canada, who is known as Arty Morty. He has defended the practice of autogynephilia in terms of Bruce Jenner, abusing his children's trust and their privacy and their dignity. He has defended a man who was convicted of a crime because he arranged to meet a 13-year-old child for sex. And Arty Morty wanted to make clear that if someone who is 13 is talking to you about adult subjects, then how is it possible to be arrested for attempted sex with a minor? Because groomed children can be groomed to say things. It doesn't change their age, is the answer. If a child tells you they are 13, they are a child. End communication with that child. Do not meet that child. Do not propose sexual activity with that child. Do not rape that child. So I will post some of these tweets. I've specifically set up the video so that there's space for me to post tweets there. I saw Maria McLaughlin do it in one of her videos. I have no idea how to do it. You'll be able to tell me if it's worked, because I'm going to give it a go. This individual has defended James Cantor, PhD, and asked people not to accuse his academic friend of being a raper of children. James Cantor famously said, "We should include the P. To do otherwise is to betray the principles that give us our rights." No, 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 not ever. No, we are never introducing the P to LGB. We're never introducing the P, the AGP, the Z, or any of the paraphilias, because they are not equivalent to the sexual orientations of adult humans towards sexual activity with other adult humans. The biography referencing a relationship between a Roman emperor and a child who was a sex slave and died as a young man. And then the defence of it in emails, highlighting the issues. Been some excellent conversations about safeguarding. I'd like to draw your attention to a thread by Homo Liberation, who calls herself Dykey McDyke, who did a deep analysis of hashtag expel Arty Morty. I haven't posted on that hashtag. I haven't signed the open letter because I'm seeking a resolution of this issue, and as someone who's external to the organisation, it is not my place to preempt what their decision should be. I want them to follow a safeguarding procedure. I don't want to dictate what that procedure should conclude. So I want to draw your attention to that. I also want to draw your attention to a fantastic thread by Hatpin Woman, Lorelei, another excellent follow. You know, these women are saying everything that needs to be said. I've got all these links archived and they'll all go in the description box, so you'll be able to follow them up for yourself. Ultimately, the LGB Alliance is going to have to make some decisions to prioritise a safeguarding process, because we do want to move on. I mean, You know, we don't want to still be talking about this after Christmas, for goodness sake. It should have been dealt with so much more quickly. And, you know, that's the benefit of the procedure is, God, I sound like an old manager at work, but, you know, that's the benefit of the procedure, is that it's there so that you don't have to engage brain, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. It's there, you follow it, done. So yeah, so I hope that the LGB Alliance will be able to look on this as an opportunity for growth. I think that they do fantastic advocacy work. I would encourage everybody to get involved with the current consultation into conversion therapy, which is underway through the UK. And I would hope that if you are setting up an organisation, or if you are in a position within an organisation, even if it's quite a small organisation and you don't have direct contact with children, you still have a responsibility, because you may still have a member of the public have a heart attack when they're in an event. You may have an individual come up to you and disclose something that's happened to them at an event that you've run. You may have someone come up to you with queries about a staff member or another volunteer. It's also worth thinking about values-based recruitment into these organisations. So if you have a bunch of women who've all volunteered to take part in your organisation, that's great. Can we agree on some ground rules? Can we agree on some kind of a values statement that we can then use whenever anybody else wants to come to the organisation? Can we actually get everybody on board along the same lines? Because, you know, as feminists, we are for all women. We fight for all women. We fight for women that don't agree with us. We fight for women that would much rather support the other side. We still fight for those women. We fight for women that have never worked in a paid job. We fight for women who are elderly and unable to take part in political activity anymore. We fight for girls. We fight for children that were never born because of sex-selective feticide. So we fight for all women, and we want women on board, as many women as possible, to the benefit of the whole community. So I would like to end by saying that I don't think this is an issue that can never be resolved. I think this should be resolved speedily, but I do think that if nothing is done, it will just rumble on. I mean, it does need to be addressed. I'll make more videos about safeguarding if that's important. Unless anything new comes out about LGB Canada, I don't think that I need to labour the point. I think I've made my position clear. Canada is an absolute nightmare. I mean, that's where the trans nonsense has gone the furthest, and that's where we have the most work to do to roll it back. So I appreciate people in Canada that are trying their best to roll that back, and I would just ask you, please consider the safeguarding angle. So I'd like to wish you all a very happy weekend, final weekend before Christmas, and I haven't even wrapped anything yet. I've got the tree up. I've actually got 4 trees up, and I'll see you soon.